Today is Sunday, June 20th, 2021. Game 1 of Suns and Clippers has the Suns up 1-0. 76ers finish off the Hawks in Game 7. Earlier today, I spent some time with my fiance's family, and that was awesome. Lots of wedding talk. But most importantly, though, the most important thing that we're acknowledging today in this episode is the fact that it's Father's Day. Welcome to Derapy, Season 2. This is by far one of the most easy episodes to prepare for, the easiest sessions to go into, because, look, I'm just going to talk about my dad. Well, first let's talk about Father's Day. I think being a father is something that is, believe it or not, underrated. I mean, there's so much responsibility. Obviously, there's so much responsibility being a mother, too. Being a parent in general must be tough. I can only imagine. Now, I just see what my parents have to deal with, and I can already kind of see that it seems difficult at times. Growing up, my parents went through a lot of things with each other while raising us, 3 very different children, and sometimes I would sit back and be like, seems like they're having kind of a tough time. This seems like it's tough. But I never once for a single second in my entire life thought that my parents were ever going to give up on me or either of my siblings, and I have nothing but good things to say about them. But today is Father's Day, so we're just going to talk about just how great my dad is. He was born August 6th, 1963. His birthday is a day after mine. I was born August 5th. Isn't that crazy? So as soon as I was born, early August is about me from now on. And I'm sorry about that. But now we can enjoy it a lot more together because, of course, I took on a lot of the things that my dad did. We like a lot of the same stuff. I think we enjoy the same beer. I think we both enjoy a good burger or steak here and there. And other things that I got from him, I'm such a calm, rational person generally. I know on this podcast I don't sound like it. I'm all over the place. I'm extremely loud and extroverted and not afraid to speak my mind or my opinion. I know a lot of that comes from my mother. But when it comes to problem solving, rational thinking, being logical, being measured, that comes from my awesome dad. There are a lot of things that people think comes with being a good father. And a lot of the stereotypical things that you would expect or you see on TV, my dad was good at that stuff too. We would throw the football back and forth when I was a youngin'. We used to play 2-on-1 basketball, my brother and I versus him when we were both extremely young. And he always made time for us. He was encouraging me to run track just like he did when he was younger. And some of the harder stuff, even trying to force me to eat vegetables, which ultimately ended up not working. That's why I'm only 5'7" with shoes on. But he did his best. I mean, he was always teaching me the value of money, the value of budgeting, the value of saving money, and how there's no such thing as extra. I learned that lesson the hard way earlier this week. I just put down some money on an engagement ring, and then a couple days later, I need $1,000 worth of work on my car. Had to talk to him about that, and he's always there. That's probably going to be the main takeaway from this session, is just the fact that he was always there. And I don't just mean physically, because a lot of the time he was at work, but I mean from the moment I could think on my own up to this very second, I've never felt like I couldn't get in touch with him or talk to him about anything if I needed it. I mean, he was always helping me throughout high school, if it was any homework, all throughout college, mainly financially. And at the end of the day, he was just always there. Whether I was in Chattanooga or Murfreesboro, he's just there, a call away. Aside from just the typical father things, I mean, just the provider that he was, not just to me, but for our entire household, my brother, sister, my mom, and I. I mean, I don't know anybody that worked so hard, but would also still come home and make dinner, make sure everybody's homework was done, ask how everybody's day was, make sure, and it's just crazy to me now when I talk to him or I hear about how much value he puts into his weekends, into downtime. And that's why even today, I know that it's Father's Day, and a lot of people are probably going to be trying to call him, congratulate him on his great fathering, which he deserves. I shot him a text because I know that rest and relaxation is important to a man that's worked as hard as he has for as long as he has. And I hope eventually he gets the chance to listen to this as kind of my gift to him. But I mean, if there's anything that you can give a dad or any hardworking man, it's just a nice day off where he's not bothered so much. You can probably hear my neighbors above me, and I'm not re-recording this, and you're just gonna have to deal with it. I'm sorry. One of the last things that I want to talk about is just being a good husband. Very underrated thing. Like, it's multiple jobs in one, doing what my dad has done throughout the 24 years of my life. Being a good father to 3 very different kids, being the provider for a 5-person family unit, taking care of the house, everything that comes with it, taking care of the kids, everything that comes with it. But then there's the wife. Oh my God, there's the wife. Me, just now, I feel like I have my hands full just with a very easygoing fiance and like 2 cats. My dad had to not only take care of 3 kids and then eventually a dog and a whole house, but he also has my mom, his wife, and he loves her so much. And he set such a great example, not only taking care of us, but also taking care of her, loving her unconditionally, always defending her, always being by her side, always having her back, always being patient and understanding, never afraid or hesitant or reluctant to hug her or kiss her in front of us, and just make space for her at the table, pull out a chair, all the little things. They were all there. And I can't help but think about my dad whenever, on the very rare occasion, there is an issue in my personal relationship. I can't help but think, what would he do? And just, I think the greatest thing that I could take away from my dad's relationship with my mom is just the amount of respect that they have for each other. Like, no matter what type of argument or disagreement they got in that I could hear, no one was ever calling each other out of their name. No one was ever going out of their way to put each other down. There was always so much respect. And that's why even to this day, even as a joke, I can't bring myself to call my girlfriend, my fiance, anything. No matter what she's doing, no matter what we're talking about, no matter how much I think she's in the wrong, or no matter how upset I might be. And again, these are very, very rare occasions. Like, we really hardly ever fight. But I could never bring myself to put her down or try and hurt her or do anything like that. And I know for a fact that that's because of the example that my dad set for me. So I don't want to call him up like everybody else today and talk his ear off about everything that he's been doing. I have this opportunity to do it, and I hope that he gets to hear it. And if you are listening, I just wanted to thank you, Dad, for just raising me the way that you did. I'm so proud of the person that I've become, and I know that that's only possible because of the way that you and Mom raised me. So, the title of this episode is actually what his parents used to call him, and I never really understood it. But now that I'm talking about it, when I sat down to do this today, and I was thinking about what I would title this, it makes a lot of sense. Because growing up, he was certainly the champion of our family, the strongest among us, the sturdiest, the foundation, the thing that was holding us all together. So, in a way, my dad is my family's champ too. This episode was made possible by Anchor. If you're listening to this episode on Spotify, please consider giving me a follow so you can be notified when I upload. If this ever ends up on Apple Podcasts, I'd really appreciate a 5-star rating if you enjoyed it. Follow me on Twitter at Derapy Podcast or Instagram at Derapy_podcast. The intro music is by my brother, Damon Buxton. Outro music is by Lobo, and cover art is by my friend Nick Johnson. Thanks for listening. This has been Derapy.